And it's where the mayor will use their power to reject Donald Trump's fascism, to stop mass ICE agents from deporting our neighbors, and to govern our city as a model for the Democratic Party.
Well, you know, the border czar, Tom Homan, has said that he is planning to deploy ICE agents to New York, worksite enforcement to essentially increase and enhance the number of ICE agents here. If that happens on your watch, how do you plan to handle it?
We have to stand up and fight back, and we haven't seen that from our current mayor, who is...
See, this is why he needs to win. This is why he needs to win, because I think the people in New York want safe streets. They certainly 100% want to protect their neighbors and they want to protect themselves. But that does mean taking criminals off the street, even more so criminals that should not be in the country to begin with. So every country, every society has always had bad people, and that's just a fact of life. And the argument that, you know, people that come from other countries are less likely to commit crimes, I don't know how true that is. But what I would say, any criminal in any society needs to be dealt with. And then when you have a criminal in a society that should not be in that society to begin with, it just creates a whole new layer of urgency.
There's instead been working with the Trump administration to assist in their goal of building the single largest deportation force in American history. I mean, we saw ICE agents arrest a migrant at Federal Plaza, and then we saw NYPD officers arresting a pastor who was peacefully observing that arrest. Those days are going to come to an end when I'm the mayor. The NYPD's job is to create public safety in the city, not to assist ICE agents in their mission to attack the very fabric of this city.
Yeah, so I want you guys to understand exactly what he's saying, because you got to weave through the socialist BS, right? This guy loves that fluffy talk. He specifically says he wants to stop President Trump and his quote-unquote fascism, right? He wants to stop the largest mass deportation operation in American history, which means that he wants to obstruct. Okay, we know this because of the means in which they want to stop the president from doing so. Like, for example, he talked...
Before I let him finish that, one thing that I think the framing would be really good is if the current administration was to say how they are doing compared to how Obama did when he was deporting people. So they could say, well, at this point in Obama's administration, this is how many people had been deported, and this is the run rate that we are working against. Because if they were to frame it that way, I think some people that are just opposed or unaware of how many people Obama deported, if they were to open up that conversation, then maybe people would be more open to the idea. And I do think that most Americans do support the idea that it's just the implementation sometimes. But what makes the implementation difficult is the sanctuary cities. And this guy needs to be elected. I can't say it enough. We need to make sure that he gets in, he gets the opportunity to implement these ideas that people can see in real time how they actually work in practice.
Talked about the illegal being arrested at a federal, keyword, federal courthouse. He wants to stop ICE agents from being able to arrest illegals on federal property. Now, how do you think he's going to do that? How do you think he's going to do it? That goes beyond just New York enforcing their laws, because their laws are irrelevant in regards to what ICE, federal agents, are able to do on federal property, right? Their laws are completely and totally irrelevant. So if you take the next logical step and you say, okay, well, how exactly is he going to do that? Well, it would have to be obstruction. It goes beyond just, well, we're not going to cooperate. No, they're going to actively go out of their way to obstruct. Okay, we've seen this across the country, okay, in regards to what they want to do. I mean, these people had a whole protest across the country over ICE, right? And they went out of their way to try to attack ICE, to obstruct, and to stop them from arresting illegals, okay? Even though local law enforcement in cities like Los Angeles, they weren't cooperating with ICE. ICE was just doing their jobs without local law enforcement, without cooperation. And they were still upset. They were still mad. Again, they had a whole nationwide protest over this. So you would be naive to believe that, well, we just don't want cooperation. No, they want to go further than that, right? I wouldn't be surprised if this dude was so Looney Tunes that he would try to use the NYPD against federal agents. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Wouldn't be surprised at all. And that's why I don't think President Trump was out of bounds by saying that, yeah, this dude can be arrested, right? If he tries to obstruct, because he's so radical that he may actually try to do that, right? He may actually try to use NYPD against federal agents. So, hey, I think the president did the right thing by basically warning this guy that, yeah, if this is something that you attempt to do, there are going to be consequences.
Is that you have people like Frank Scott, right, who's the mayor of Little Rock, Arkansas, and you have people like Randall Woodfin, who's the mayor of Birmingham, Alabama, who are cities and capital cities of great southern states who've reduced their crime by 50%, who are the future of the Democratic Party. You have people like Abigail Spanberger. You have people like Mikey Sherrill, who are not only running for governor in Virginia, but New Jersey, respectively. Helena Moreno, running for mayor of New Orleans, of these major cities who have platforms and plans. I love how Republicans have actually just kind of, and Democrats, respectfully, in New York have kind of galvanized and said that the world revolves around us.
Well,
I'm going to the barbershop on Thursday, and my barber does not care. I need a tape up, I know, but my barber Tremaine does not care about who the mayor of.
My barber Tremaine, right? He got to let the world know that his barber is black. Oh, man, these black liberals are so silly.
New York City is. He simply does not.
Listen, comrade, it's an important city.
Can you not touch me? Can you not touch me? I was waiting on that. I was waiting on that.
I mean, we glossed over the fact that Trump threatened to arrest him and called him illegal, but that's, I guess just another day.
Yeah, well, and I should point out this whole, he says that he's a democratic socialist. He's a socialist, I'll be kind. But calling him a communist is not far off base when he talks about seizing the means of production. That is a communist party plank. He is talking about doing that. So I don't have any problem with calling him what he is.
And I don't have any problem calling Donald Trump a felon or charged with rape, or the fact that he doesn't pay his vendors, or the fact that he's racist because he illegally
discriminated against he was.
So I don't have any problem. And you're
president.
right. And
As
you know
all
what?
of
You
those
may
things.
have a Democratic socialist elected as mayor of New York City.
No, you agree with Pete that he is a communist then?
He's not a communist.
He's a socialist.
He said seize the means of production.
He's a socialist.
He is not a communist.
I'm not a
He
socialist, but he
literally
calls
he's,
himself.
he's using the language of the Bolsheviks, is he not?
He's not. He's a socialist, not a communist. Those are
Seizing the
different.
means of production.
That's called socialism, not communism.
Use that the USSR
All
and Stone
Those are
Dormer
different
debaters.
things,
That's where you
though.
hear
I mean,
that
like,
stuff.
you-
Everyone,
They're
coming up
different.
next, the panel is going to give us their nightcap.
Okay, see, that's the type of stuff I like to see. But the name calling, not good. The putting people in a category that they don't put themselves in, not good. I think this whole thing about calling Trump a felon is what they wanted in the first place. It backfired. And when those cases, after he comes out of office, anything can happen. We'll see what happens with that. But maybe those charges will end up being dropped by that time, and then they'll have spent all this time calling him something that then gets erased. It's pointless. But anyway, I think that we need to have this man elected as mayor. I think it will show people what it looks like to have someone with those viewpoints, whether they are socialist or communist viewpoints, and people can see it in action. And that's really the point of this video. Make sure that you support a Black conservative perspective, where I got the original video to react to. Make sure you help get him to 1 million views, and make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on this video. If I'm wrong about something, please tell me. If I mispronounce somebody's name, please tell me that as well. I'm open to being wrong, and sometimes I talk too fast, and I don't want to spend all my time editing things out because these are real conversations. So thanks for supporting, and I'll see you in the next video.